Hello everyone. So let's just talk about the next collection type. So in this we were supposed to cover in the collection type we were supposed to cover 5 of them. So we had already talked about list, tuples, sets, frozen set. Now we are talking about dictionaries. So I'll just take it down to where we are working with the dictionary. So this is dictionary, and dictionary, what is it? It's an object maps immutable value to arbitrary objects. So you can give arbitrary key values, and to that you can add values. And this will be keeping a key value pair. So here I've just created a dictionary. This is my key, and this are the values. So when I run this, this is how I initialize it, and this is how I see the value. So let me just edit it first, and then let's just run the code one by one. So now let's just scroll down to my dictionary where we have created the dictionary, and we'll run one by one all the code to understand. So all the methods have been explained below. So this is how I declare a dictionary. This is how I can check the value of the dictionary. In fact, not the value, but the content of the dictionary. And then we can check the length as well. So here we have the length of it, and then we can see that we have key and a value pair. Then I can access one of the values here by putting the name and the key there. Similarly, I'm setting a new value into the dictionary, and I will just run it. Before I run it, let me just change this or remove this. Okay, let the 0 remain. So once I run it, we'll see that the original value was this. This is where we have changed the value of that particular key. Then the next thing is delete. So we can put in the name of the key, and then we can delete an item. Here we are deleting Sanjeev. So when I run it, you will see that in the original one, before the delete. Okay. So before the delete, it had 3 items: Amit, Siddharth, Sanjeev. But after we have deleted Sanjeev, now we have only Amit and Siddharth there. Then next one is clear. So what does clear do is it will remove everything, and it makes it an empty dictionary. So that is what clear do. Next, what we are doing is we are putting my dictionary, and then my dictionary we are putting in the values. So again, initializing it because we cleared it in the previous step. Then what we are doing is we are creating a copy of the dictionary into my dict1, and then we are putting a value into dict1, and then we are checking if there is any change in the my dict1. So when we run it, we see that there is no change in the value of my dict after the value of my dict1 is changed, but there is a value which is different from my dict1. So my dict1 now has 4 values. Similarly, what I'm doing is I'm doing the same thing, and then I'm putting 111. So in the previous example, we were adding the value which is the the value by creating a copy, but in this one what we are doing is we are just taking the reference. So my dict is going into my dict2, and then I'm in my dict2. What I'm doing is I'm putting a 111 for Aluk, and that's where we see that the value of Aluk will change not only in my dict, it will also change in my dict2, because both of them are pointing to the same object. So you can see this is where we placed in the value of 111 to Aluk in my dict2. So that is what we have there. Now, just to explain you that the difference between a copy and a reference is that in the reference, both the variable point to the same object. In shallow copy, the values are copied to a different object. That is the reason when we change the value in the dict1, it made no difference to my dict. So the my content dict remained the same. But when I was just adding the reference, it was not creating a copy of it. It was just saying that you can also plug in, and you can be assigned to me. So any change that come from you would be universal for anything which is bound to me, and that is how the reference works. The next is K in A, that is to check the key, if the key is present or not. So we are checking the first example, we are checking if Amit is there. We don't require this K to be written equal to Amit because we are writing down the content directly. And then we are saying Ashok. I think we require Ashok because I've written here in, but if I change this Ashok and remove this in and put Ashok here, and I remove this file part as well, when I run it, Ashok is true. Amit is true because Amit is there, and Ashok is not, so say Ashok is false. Similarly, I'll do the same thing for this one as well. So this is where we are checking not in. So this was checking in, so it was true and false for Amit and Ashok. But if we do not in, then it becomes false for Amit because Amit is there, and Ashok is true because Ashok is not there. Then I'm just trying to give an example of has key. Has key has been discontinued, and it was the part of version 2, version before 3. But in version 3, this is not running, and it is giving us the exception which says dictionary object has no attribute has key. So let me just explain you about the try and catch. This is where we are saying that you should try this part of the code, and if there is an exception, what you need to do is you need to print the exception, which is E. You can write down your own message as well if you don't call the object E of exception like the way that we are doing it here. Then the next part is I wanted to check because there was some part of the code which was not running, so I wanted to check that which version of Python am I using. So this is the way that I can check. I can say import sys and then print sys.version, and that is where it has given me the version. Then next is mydict1.items. So this will give you all the items which are there. If you see that now in mydict, the type of information has changed because of the item. We have a square, circular bracket, square bracket, and then circular bracket for each item. Then next is where I can fetch the keys. The next is the update method. When we see the update method, what update method is, it updates the existing value. So here where I've written down Amit 555, it would be updating the value. So you can see that Amit, where it was Amit, it has changed to 555. If the value is there. If the value is not there, then what will happen is it will add a value. So here we have written down Nitin, but the key was not present in the mydict1, and that is the reason you see that Nitin 555 has been added into mydict. it returns no value. So whenever you're calling the update method, it returns no value, and when we run it, as in we are talking about updating the method within 555, and we try to put the result of the update method into return value, and when we see the return value is none. The next part is FromKey. So you can use mydict1.fromKey, where you have to write down the name of the keys and the values that you want to look, and this is how it is represented as the output. So you have the key and the dict value for all the values that you have in the table. The next part is where we are talking about the mydict values. So it will give you the values just like what you have there. Now the next thing is where we are asking, or where we are saying that find k in A, and if k in A is there, you write the value. That is the first, the value for this particular attribute key, if you are able to find. If you are not able to find, then it will be showing the next value. So for Amit, where it found out that the value was 555, but in case of Ashok, it did not find any value, so it showed the default value, which is 22222. The next is where we are talking about set default. So set default, what it does is you will be putting in the value. If it finds the value, it will set that value. Sorry, if it finds the value, it will give you that value. If it doesn't find the value, it will give you 999. So in this example, I was checking for Amit, but for Amit's the value is 555. So the reason you see 555 here. But when you call Ramesh, because Ramesh is not in the list, so it returns 999. Pop is to get the last value, and here we are saying pop Amit Siddharth. So when we run this, it says 555. So it popped out the value for Amit. Then the next is pop Ramesh, because Ramesh is not in the table, so it gives you the default value that you have on the other side. If you want, I can copy the same thing, paste it here, sorry, and then I will not put in double quotes, I'll put in 555, or in fact 777, and I run it, so it shows 777. So Amit, because now Siddharth is not there because we have popped up the value. Oh, sorry, Amit is not there because we popped up the value in the last part. So Amit is not there. So if Amit is not there, it is giving us the default value, which is Siddharth here as well. Now the next thing is pop item. So pop item removes and returns an arbitrary p value. So let's just run this. So you see before pop value was this Siddharth, Sanjeev, Alok, Nitin, Ramesh, but after the pop it is Siddharth, Sanjeev, Alok, Nitin. So the last value Ramesh is gone. I tried these methods which are like iterator items, iter keys and iter values. They are not there. They have been obsolete before Python 3. So here we come to the end of it. We have seen all the items that we are showing in the table. I was seeing one example, update FromKey. Where is update? Oh yeah, we have talked about FromKey as well. So let's just go up right at the top and to show you that what we have covered the list. If you have forgotten, list starts with the square bracket. List is mutable. Its value can change. The next thing is tuple. It's a collection item and it is immutable. It's again collection item, and when you declare a tuple is declared in the curly bracket. The next is set. So set is, we have declared here the set, and set is there in the curly bracket. So just to revise, the first thing is list, and list has a square bracket. Then we have the tuple. Tuple has a circular bracket, and then we have a set, and set has a curly bracket. And then we also talked about the frozen set. So frozen set has to be created by using the keyword called frozen set. So here we were working on update, and yeah, so here we were talking about the Tuesday session in which we are talking about the dictionary, and that's all in this topic. So we'll be working on the next thing that we'll be working on is the, let's see, where are we have completed this part. So I'll be sharing one more session with you on the example that we have done on this part, which is list, tuple, sets and dictionary, and then we'll move over to the next part, which is Python if else and Python while loop. So most probably by the middle of the next month, in this month, or by the end of this month, we'll be able to complete it. So with the hope that we have moved a bit forward in our learning, I thank you for listening, and good day, and take care. Bye bye.